at these brothers and at these sisters. And the reason I say that, man, is because, well, let me say it like this. This video is sponsored by Mama Soul. If y'all don't know who Mama Soul is, that's my mom's, man. That's her Instagram handle, man. And one thing my mom told me about 6 months ago, 8 months ago, she said, you're always speaking to the brothers, to the men. She said, but make sure you drop some nuggets for the sisters, because the sisters are on your channel. So this is me meeting my 1 month quota to Mama Soul, man. And I want to speak to the sisters, right? And what I want to say is, this is one thing I've noticed since being abroad. And I'm not just talking about these last couple of months. I'm talking about, you know, when I've traveled over the last, you know, number of years. Whether I'm in Egypt, whether I'm in South Africa, whether I'm in Mexico, whether I'm here in Asia. I'm gonna give the women some nuggets. Because, and the reason I say I'm gonna give them some nuggets, because a lot of men are always talking about how Asian women, how women in Thailand, how women in South Africa, whatever, are quote unquote better than American women. And they aren't better. To be honest, America has some of the baddest women, some of the thickest women, some of the cutest women, some of the most successful women. But I'm gonna tell y'all sisters what it is, if anything, they have over y'all. And the thing is this, I heard Kevin Samuel say this some years ago, but when he said it, when he mentioned it, I kind of just let it breeze through my ears. I was like, you know, that's really not a solid attribute. And what Kevin Samuel said was, a lot of Western women, they don't have the ability to be nice. Like, they're not nice. And when I heard that, I was just like, who cares if a woman is nice? Like, if I move in a certain way, a woman will respect me, and that's what it is. But no, that goes a long way. As simple as that sounds, just you being a nice woman, because just you women being nice has a lot to do with your feminine energy, with your femininity, right? And I'll tell you, first I'm gonna give y'all, I'm let y'all know where I'm at, man. I'm in Phuket, man. I'm at Cape Kata Beach. Turn around, man. It's pretty nice out here. A little cloudy. There's still a vibe out here today, man. We came down to check Phuket out. I'm still on a mission to figure out where I'm gonna, you know, settle down here in Thailand, whether it's gonna be Bangkok, whether it's gonna be Phuket, whether it's gonna be Chiang Mai, whether it's gonna be Nong Thai, whether it's gonna be Chiang Rai, whether it's gonna be wherever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm on like a little mini tour to figure that out. But again, this is what made me think about it, or want to have this whole conversation, right? The hotel that I was at the previous few days before I came down here toward the beach, like the receptionist lady or ladies there, like this is the thing, this is what made me think about it. They were so sweet. And it's the same thing that I noticed in a lot of women when I travel, you know, around different places, that I don't see in women in the States. And when I say so sweet, I want to say this. It had absolutely nothing to do with like an attraction from me to her or her to me. Like, none of that kind of energy was taking place. She was just a sweet woman. And one thing that I understood was this. Like, she wasn't even like my type. But the fact that her energy was what it was, and I'll speak to that energy here in a minute. The fact that her energy was what it was, it made her 10 times more attractive. To the point where I said, you know what, like if she was a woman that gave me choosing signals, even though I don't see her as my type, I would still shoot my shot and take her seriously. Because she's that nice, she's that sweet. And I thought about it, man. I said, you know what, that, you know, now I understand what Samuels was saying. A lot of women, a lot of Western women, a lot of our sisters, a lot of our beautiful sisters, they don't have that element about them. Sisters, y'all don't have that element about y'all. Matter of fact, a lot of y'all are on the complete other end of the spectrum when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And when I say on the other end, like a lot of women have this, it's a goddess complex that for the longest I thought was normal. I said, this is how a strong woman is supposed to conduct herself. Like, I've gone, it's starting to rain too, man. This pocket 3 can't get wet either. I've gone on dates with women, man, that I thought were cool and cute and beautiful and intelligent, but their demeanor their demeanor said, I'm a goddess, and you should kiss the ground that I walk upon. That's their energy. And that's how most women present themselves. They walk in rooms, they're rude to waiters and waitresses and wait staff, and they're rude to strangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to go down this route because y'all know I don't talk this stuff. But it's a lot of I'm speaking to my sisters now. It's a lot of people that have issues with black women, and it pisses me off. But a lot of times I'll see our sisters conducting themselves in a certain way. It's like they just won't smoke. They just won't drama. They just want to go in a room. They just want to go to an establishment, and they want that person on the other side of the desk to bow down to them. Not all, but a whole lot of sisters just want it's a goddess complex. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I think a lot of Western men have came to the point where we say, hey, you know what? This is just normal. This is just the way women are, and we just deal with it. So when you see men going overseas and they say, oh, these other women, they're just better. It's not that these women are better. You know what I'm saying? It's just that these women are by their nature, they're sweet. And when I say sweet and nice, I mean they're just like their whole energy coming towards you is, how can I be of service to you? How can I support you? Even if it's a one-on-one customer service type situation. How can I support you? How can I help you? How can I make your life easier right now? I'll say the word, how can I submit to you? Even women that aren't in a relationship with a man, if they're in this energy, they by default submit to men. But I'm gonna tell you this. And I know a lot of women are saying, oh no, well I'm not doing that. You gotta understand this. Us as men, we give you that energy automatically. When a man meets a woman and y'all get together and now that's your woman, and I'm gonna tell y'all this, sisters, y'all might not know this. In a man's mind, when he's out grinding, when he's out with the boys, when he's doing whatever he's doing, on the very back of his mind, you're there 24 hours a day, and a man is saying, is Bae okay? This Bae, like, everything I'm doing is not only for myself, but it's to make her world better. 24 hours a day. A man never cuts that off. A man that loves a woman, he never cuts that switch off. So it's only fitting that a man gets a woman that comes at him in a certain way. Like what man wants a woman, and it's so beautiful out here, man. Let me show you how that view again, brother. What man wants a woman that that 24 hours a day he's thinking about? He's trying to make the world a better place for her. He's trying to make sure she's healthy and provided for her, and she's not giving that same energy. Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying when it comes to. Think about what I'm saying when it comes to most relationships. Most relationship, the dynamic is a man is supposed to be a certain way and treat her a certain way, and a woman is supposed to be thinking about herself. That's how most relationships are going, sisters. I'm talking to y'all. So when you see these men come, going to different places, when you see these men going to Thailand, I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, these women over here are bad. Like, let's not negate the fact that women in other places are beautiful. And y'all know I got a thing for Asian women, so they beautiful. The women in Africa, Cape Town, the women in Johannesburg, the women in Egypt, they all bad. The thing that separates a lot of these women is they're just more aligned with their natural state of being nice. Women have no idea how far that goes. Matter of fact, I've said this before. I've shared relationships with y'all, man, or told y'all about situations or showed y'all a portion of a relationship, and I'll say, hey, you know what, man? I've dated people in my life that, like, man, they weren't even close to being as bad as women I've dated in my past. Like, it wasn't even close physically. I say, man, but the way she conducted herself, like the way she was nice and sweet and supportive, and like her whole world was about making my world better. Because as I'm building my kingdom, that's what I'm doing for a woman. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know what? That attribute right there alone was what made me, you know, and I can think of, you know, 1 or 2 relationships that made me choose to be with a certain person over a woman, you know, that was just thick in the ass. You know what I'm saying? A woman that had the hair down to the floor. A woman being sweet. A woman being sweet, man, because y'all women might not know this, might really understand this, but the fact, yeah, if you cute, you all this stuff, you successful, you smart, you got 30,000 degrees, you got your own house, you drive a Lambo, whatever it is, you gotta understand, a man don't care about that. What a man really cares about is the energy you're bringing. What a man really cares about is the state. When I say state, meaning the state of being, the aura or the bubble you're placing around the relationship. And I'm gonna tell you, your thick ass ain't really doing nothing for that vibe. Yeah, your thick ass is pleasurable when I come home and yeah, I had a long day and I'm feeling kind of whatever. Yeah, but when it comes time to me creating my kingdom, now that negative energy you have about yourself, that little attitude, I call it what it is, that attitude that a lot of y'all women bring to a relationship, it has no value. Not only does it have no value, it's putting me in a deficit energetically. It's putting my brothers, it's putting us men at a deficit energetically. So I'm gonna say it again, man. Like these women abroad, and this is my thing. And the reason I'm talking about this, again, this video is sponsored by Mama Soul. Mama said speak to the sisters, so I'm gonna speak to the sisters. This video, I'm only making this video because I hear women getting online. I hear women getting online saying things like, oh, well, all these brothers are going to Colombia, right? All these brothers going to Colombia, and they start talking about like sex work and all kind of craziness. It really is just a lot of salt in their voices. Really is just a lot of salt, hate in their voices. All these men are going to Southeast Asia and they're getting all these young women. They're getting all these women that don't speak the language. They're getting all these women. Oh, and it's because the American dollar is this. They have all these excuses instead of saying, hey, you know what? Maybe our men are choosing other women because these other women have an element about themselves. Like instead of me, like for example, you got a lot of men, you have a lot of men that will look at other men that are getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? You might have a lot of men that have, you know, they can see men, you know, getting successful, starting businesses, starting channels, you know, quitting their jobs, making millions, whatever it is. And you have a lot of men that will hate that brother. You have a lot of men that'll get online and troll and make comments and all these things and talk bad about the brother instead of saying, hey, you know what? This brother is doing something right. Like this brother has found a way to escape the matrix. This brother has found a way to make M's or make 6 figures or whatever. This brother has found a way to do XYZ. Or this brother has found a way to make, in a world where relationships are trash, this man has found a relationship to marry his high school sweetheart and be married for 20 years. Like, let me see what he's doing right. Let me ask him the right questions. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's going on so that I can win too instead of hating. So a lot of y'all sisters need to be doing that. Y'all need to be saying, hey, if Young Lee is getting all these men, if so and so from Africa are taking all our men, if so and so from this country is taking our men, let me pause for a second and see what it is they're doing that I'm not doing. I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you this. Y'all know for a fact, I'm not a person. I'm never gonna make content where I'm sitting there saying black women, or I'm saying Western women are doing a certain thing and they're not as good as women on the other side of the planet. I'm not saying that. I'll never make that content. I mean, I'll point out some facts that are, but I got love for my sisters. I got love for the women in the West, because you have a lot of women that are good women and want to be good wives, but there are just certain elements about themselves that they there's a certain switch within themselves that they can't hit, and it's just because they don't know. A lot of women's attitudes are trash. A lot of women's attitudes are trash, even with the men they love. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is one way you can tell, brothers. Like the way she treats, like when you meet a woman, of course she's gonna be on 10. She's gonna be nice, she's gonna be sweet. Make sure I don't get lost though. She's gonna be nice, she's gonna be sweet, she's gonna be all these things, man. But observe how she treats strangers. Observe how she treats her children, her parents, her sisters and brothers, her co-workers. Because that's the real her. Oh, she's gonna have a halo and angel wings when you first meet her. You know what I'm saying? But watch how she treats the other people, man. That's the version you're gonna be getting in about 5 or 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be getting that version in about 5 or 10 minutes. So again, I don't wanna filibuster this whole conversation. I'm gonna say it again. Sisters or Western women. These women overseas, like I ain't gonna lie, they have y'all in a whole chokehold. They do. They have y'all in a chokehold, but it has nothing to do with your beauty. It has nothing to do with your intelligence. It has nothing to do with how sexy you are. It has nothing to do, listen to this. It has nothing to do with how attracted men are to you. But a lot of it, and I'm telling you, I slept on this for the longest time, a lot of it is because you just aren't pleasant to be with. A lot of it is simply because you aren't nice. As basic as that sounds, a lot of it is simply because you just aren't on a nice person. You just like your energy isn't supportive to my energy. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm telling you, I guarantee you, the brothers that are watching this video that have experienced women in different cultures, and I'll say it like this, to be fair, I'll say this. There are a lot of women that are overseas that don't have it either. Just like there are a lot of women in the US that do have it. Oh, I know some women, man. I know some women in the States. Some women I've dated in the past that maybe some women that I'm friends with that are sweet, that are nice, like we damn near BFFs, just because they sweet like that. Just because it's like, hey, you know what? Like, you know what? We not intimate. We not in a relationship. We're not even talking about that. But just because you're so sweet, I got you. If you ever need anything, I got you. Like, I'm your friend, and vice versa. The real sweet energy, man. So I'm gonna just say it again, man. These women and I'm talking to your sisters. Shout out to Mama Soul. These women over abroad, the only thing they have over y'all is their demeanor.